Yo, what's up? Retro Pat here. I quickly want to insert at the beginning of this video that if you find this guide helpful, make sure to like the video and subscribe. It really does help my channel out a ton, so only do that if it's helpful. If it's not, feel free to dislike. Have a great day. Yo, what's up? My name's Retro Pat, and welcome to my guide on how to get the fish in a bowl pet on Dungeon Defenders. So to get this pet, you can see here on screen, you do have to do a little bit of a hidden puzzle on the map Moonbase. Now, I really recommend doing this map on hardcore difficulty. You can not do hardcore, that's totally fine, but I don't recommend doing it on an insane or nightmare for your first attempt trying to get the fish, because not having the time limit being on hard difficulty or lower is going to be a lot helpful on your first attempt. The fish in a bowl is an extremely good pet for people around that level 70 mark, and you should be able to complete this map around level 70, maybe 74. I'm going to show you guys some strategies that I use to actually beat the map itself, but really the hard part is actually just learning and figuring out how to do the actual secret puzzle. So upon loading into the map, it's going to look like this, and you're going to be in this position right here on the map. You want to head over to the left corner of the map, so you can actually just go straight left. It's really quick. Right behind this chest, there's going to be a button you want to press. So you can see this button. If you hover over it, it'll show an E button. You want to click E until that shows green. And now that that's been set to green on the map, you can actually head to the bottom right-hand corner. You can see on the map, there is a red square, a yellow square, a green square, and a blue square. That's going to unlock us the Dance Dance Revolution minigame. So just go to that bottom right-hand corner of the map. Really, whichever path or whichever way you choose. It's not super specific. And now this door will now be open. And with this door open, you can now do the Dance Dance Revolution machine. Now you want to click on Start on the white square like this, and you're gonna have to just play some Dance Dance Revolution. You can really just keep retrying this until whatever works for you. I clicked the blue square because that's how I learned how to actually do that. That's just a different difficulty. You can do this on whatever difficulty you would so choose, and then you really just want to get as many squares as possible at the right time. It doesn't have to be perfect. As you can see, I'm kind of messing up a ton, and I'll probably still get enough done to where I can actually go ahead and get the gems. If the gems all pop up, that means you did it correctly. I'm missing a ton there, but you know, they don't need to do anything too crazy. It doesn't have to be too perfect. Just like this, boom, boom, yellow, blue. I'm gonna skip those. Just do yellow. Getting plenty of points. It's enough to pass. That's all that really matters. Blue, red, and if the yellow gems pop out like this, that means you stored enough to go ahead and actually unlock this door. So you'll get a bunch of gems and a bunch of mana to actually help complete the level, which is super nice. And then if you come down this corridor, you'll find that this door is now locked. And now we have to go to, this actually gives you a little hint. It's a good job you can good job you can jump higher on the moon. So now we're going to head to the middle. See that top middle section on the map with the little blacked out circle? I'll show you once I'm there. I just use the map to navigate a lot of times in Dungeon Defenders. So if you want to head over to this area, you can walk on this. We're going to jump in there because there's actually a turbine in there. It's going to boost us up. And we're trying to land on this little pipeline. There's not a platform up there, but there's just a one little pipeline that you can stand on, and there's a button right there in that corner. I'll show you guys what this looks like. So I might mess up this jump the first try. That's totally okay. You usually don't get it on your first try, as you can see. You just want to basically just jump around, try again. No shame in that, just like I'm doing here. It might take you a few tries. If you get it on the first try, leave a comment. Let me know. It means you're a god jumper. Just like that. See, I'm landed on this little pipeline. Now I can come over here. Scott was here, press E on this button, and now that's going to unlock that door. So we want to head back to that bottom right corner and head through that door we just unlocked. So back to the bottom right hand section, heading through here, heading past the DDR machine since we already completed it, heading through here, and at the end of this tunnel, this door will be unlocked. And there is the fish in a bowl, and we're going to activate it. So we're going to click it and take it, and now you still have to beat the map. You have to beat the map to actually be able to use it, which is a really significant deal. But once you get that, you will be able to defeat the map on hard difficulty, and once you defeat it, you will get a fish in the bowl for each character you have on the map at that time. All right, now that it's actually time to beat the map, I'm going to go ahead and first swap over to my monk and just do aura stacks at each crystal. And what that's going to look like is like this. I'm going to head over to this crystal first, and you kind of do want to do it actually like top crystal and then bottom crystal and then farthest crystal, because I've actually done this in a weird order. My auras are so big that they actually can overlap. So I'm going to do an ensnare aura, an electric aura, and a strength drain aura all on top of each other, just like that. You can upgrade them to level 1 if you want to, but I'm not going to do that at the moment. I'd rather have more mana to build more towers in the first wave. So next crystal, there's 3 crystals we have to protect. I'm then going to go ahead and build Similar thing once again, but in a spot where it works, where it's not overlapping. So we're going to do ensnare, strength drain, electric, just a classic aura stack. If you've played Dungeon Defenders a fair bit, you may be familiar with this strategy. It's super, super good. This is why having a monk is so powerful. Really, whatever you can do to beat this map, like whatever you can do to beat it, obviously whatever works best for you works. Same thing over here at the last crystal. Ensnare, strength drain into electric stack. Aura stacks are just super ridiculously powerful, so whatever works for you. That's the first setup, and now I'm going to switch over to my summoner and set up a ton of archers. Drop all my mana, of course. If you switch without dropping your mana, you'll be in a really sticky situation. And you want to summon a bunch of archers specifically in a pretty straight line so that you can actually use your series EV to go ahead and boost the stats with the tower buff beam hereafter. You do need a lot of characters, obviously, to be able to do this the way that I'm doing it. But once again, whatever helps you beat it is the best. I'm actually going to pull these guys back a little bit because I don't want the ogres or anything else to be able to attack them. If your archers are too close to the crystal like mine were there, the ogres might be able to come and get a cleave attack and deal damage to your crystal, which could cause you to lose. So definitely something to be aware of. All right, with a fair amount of archers built at this crystal, I'm going to move on to the next one. This middle section needs a fair amount of archers since there's so many positions which the enemies could actually come in from. I'm going to go ahead and just do a little wall of them here. Not too many, though, because you have to preserve enough units, obviously, to go protect your other one as well. You do have a lot of defense units you can use to, like, kind of weave in a harpoon. Like, I'm actually going to leave a spot open there and just put 2 archers there for the time being. Head over to this section and also do 2 and leave a little bit of room for a harpoon archer on my squire to be built. So there's 3 entrances here, one there, and then one over here. We're going to go ahead and defend all of them super aggressively. Go ahead and put our archer minions like this in another straight line. I'm honestly going to go ahead and put a third one here just in case. I'm probably going to put it on the left side, though, so I can have that harpoon. I feel like it's going to be easier to slot in versus this can be placed like that. So this is what the middle section should look like, something like that. We're going to move on to the final little stack over here. Once again, kind of 3 to 4 entrances here, honestly. Going to go ahead and just place a wall of archers here. Not too many defense units left here, so honestly only 2 per section is going to have to cut it. And we'll have to go ahead and fill this section out with harpoons, which is what I did last time to actually beat this for the first time. I'm going to do 1 archer over here. That's totally fine. So now I'm at max minion units. Run back to the Defender's Forge. I'm going to drop all my mana. I'm going to switch over to my Series EV. Build some tower buff beams, which are probably one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful tower in all of Dungeon Defenders. Keep them 4 cost. That's going to buff that whole line of archers as well as buff the aura stack, which is super beneficial here. I kind of want to go ahead and put one here. I have to preserve my mana a little bit so I can make sure I can put one at all the places I need to, but they are pretty cheap mana-wise. We can do this one as well. Why not? Sure. So that's totally boosted. Head to our middle section here. We're going to boost here as well. Once again, it's also actually going to go ahead. We can drag it to full length. I could probably fit a harpoon there if needed. Same thing over here. As long as it's touching the building at all, it'll boost it. Same thing over here. We've got plenty. I actually want to drag on this foot and then drag this one over so I can place a harpoon there at that edge, and it'll nick it and it'll get the boost effect. Head over to our last one. Go ahead and boost these guys. They're definitely going to need it, honestly. I'm going to drag from his... Let's drag from this edge of the foot over here. We'll place a harpoon tower there for sure. Want to think about that over here as well. We're going to do this foot and then drag and have plenty of extra space over there for extra buildings. So I don't have enough mana here. I'm going to go ahead and just start this wave then. And I will see you guys after this, and we'll finish our build. The first wave is going to be super easy with all of this stuff that I have set up. There's a little bit more build to do to fully have it set up, but I'll see you guys in the next wave. All right, there's that wave complete. I'm going to run around and grab all the chests for mana and finish the build. All right, back to this section. I'm going to go ahead and put another booster on this guy's foot all the way across here, dragging it as max as possible so I can build stuff there. Then I'm going to go switch over to my squire. Obviously, all of my heroes here do have a fish in a bowl, so they're much stronger. This is a lot harder to do, and you want to take this pretty seriously and just do everything you can to try to beat this. It's going to be kind of tough depending on what level you are or what stats you have. I'm boasting like 2k defense damage right now, which is really solid. You can do this, I think, at around 1k to 1500. That's about where I was at when I first did it, at least that 1500 range. It's a little tough. There is some room for mistakes, though. One of the main things was just making sure I dragged out my towers far enough so the ogres couldn't cleave them. That was the main way that I almost lost when I played this. But I want to build some extra harpoons now. I'm going to drop down here and just kind of fill out spaces wherever I feel like they might need extra support. I have some extra units, so why not, sort of thing. That should be able to get the boost if I do that. We're going to head over to the weakest section, which needs the most amount of support. Right here, we're going to have a really nice harpoon tower looking this way. We can actually build another one to the side of it, possibly getting the boost. One over here, actually. And I can place that like this and kind of look over this whole section up there and through that corridor. That's going to be super good. And I can do another one over here. So that should be super good. This area should be honestly really locked down. That is max defense units, max minion units. From here on out, you really just want to buff your tower buff beams. Like, that's the most important thing. Your tower buff beam is going to give you way more stats than buffing anything else. And you should be good to go ahead and complete it. I'm going to see you guys at the end of the wave, where I kind of bring out all my heroes to get maximum fissionables. You might not want to do that on your first attempt because having more heroes on the map is going to make it a lot harder, so you may not want to do that your first try. But once you start grinding this for more fissionables, it probably will be beneficial to bring out all of your 4 heroes and like multi-box at the end for maximum benefits. All right, so now that it's the final wave, I'm going to bring out 4 heroes you can see on screen here. I have these set to my F key binds. You can actually do this in-game. It's like an in-game sort of emulator that allows you to bring up a bunch of different characters. You can also press F8, or at least I can press F8. I don't know what the default key binds are, honestly, for this. I'm going to press F8. I'm going to go ahead and do this wave. You can press Control G to go ahead and select ready up for all of your heroes, just like that. And this should be pretty easy, at least for me. I will see you guys at the end with the fishbowl. So hilariously, one of my crystals actually went down because the thing that I was talking about to avoid happened, where the ogre was able to cleave through and kill one of the crystals. It's funny, I haven't had that happen yet at all, so it's kind of funny to only see that happen during a guide, but I don't know, what are you gonna do, right? So right now I'm just kind of chilling. Now I have to just kill the last 2. Thankfully, on this map, if one of your towers go down, you actually don't lose for whatever reason. This guy's stuck in typical Dungeon Defenders fashion. Try to make a guide on how to do this, and we have somebody stuck in a wall. I'm gonna go ahead and kill this guy, and then I will see you guys in a split sec. Thankfully, now I think even if one of your towers goes down, you still get the fish in a bowl, so you can actually lose a couple towers on this map before losing, which is pretty unique. As well as you do lower the chance. There's something called a treadmill on a treadmill, I believe, that you get from this map as well. And you have a 1% chance, I think, to get it if you have 0 to 1 cores defeated. But if you have like multiple cores destroyed out of the 3 in total, you do lower your chances aggressively to get it. If you can beat the map on nightmare difficulty, you also get the treadmill on a treadmill. But we're here for the fish on a fish in a bowl. So let's go ahead and kill this guy. And this is going to give us our fish in a bowl pet. I accidentally, okay, don't press F7 like me, making a lot of mistakes. Surely showing you guys how to do a proper guide and play Dungeon Defenders. That is going to give us a fish in a bowl pet. There we go. We should have just gotten it. You can jump into the Black Void if you want to. Now I can check my Defender's Forge, go to item box. I should have a new fish in a bowl pet in here that I didn't have previously. Right here. Perfect. There we go. New fish in a bowl. It's a really powerful pet. It should help you guys a ton. Hopefully this was helpful. Don't make the same mistakes that I did during this guide. Hopefully it was still helpful. Have a great day. Play Dungeon Defenders. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. I'll see you guys later. Peace, Reno.